And if you have someone there, you can confirm. Did you ever take a statement from a man called Wycliffe Ambassador Oparanya? I quote the orders clearly. I said the conservative orders, I quote them. I told you, I told the committee here that my family were being harassed. I was being called that your life is in danger. As a human being, you have to go to for protection. I could not go to report to the police station because the police were against me. I would not know. If I saw the police attacking you, how do you go to the same police to record a statement? So I decided another independent body can maybe listen to me for protection. And that's why I went to court, that I'm being harassed. Please, can these people be stopped? And I get compensation for this, and you determine if the case has not been determined. And I'm ready here to say in front of the cameras and in front of you, Mr. Chairman, that if I'm found guilty that I stole money from Kakamega County, I'm ready to resign if you give me this position. The issue of hustler fund.
Okay. I think if in fact they forwarded a file recommending your prosecution, if ESCC did that, recommending your prosecution to the DPP without your own personal statement, it's highly illegal and highly irregular.
Thank you.
In fact, you should lodge a formal complaint against ESCC for that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, these institutions are there for some purpose. And if you met me in private, I will let you know. It's not for nothing. Now, the issue of hustler fund, I clearly said that I was talking from an ignorant point of view. I've now come in, and I've seen the intention of this fund was good. But the only problem was the implementation. So I was out there, I could not get the records.
Yes.
No, I want to inform the nominee that it is for a fact, and it is in public domain, that the Hustler Fund has failed. What are you going to do about it?
I have said clearly that the intention was good, Mr. Chairman. But the fact that it was implemented in a hurry without proper structures.
You already
said
that.
What I'm going to do is that I will make sure that if you give me the chance, I will make sure that proper structures are put in place, that money that is given to the people, out there to our people, it is recovered. It's a revolving fund so that other Kenyans are able to enjoy the money. Honorable Dawood, you have mentioned that the issue is the Commission of Cooperatives. Commission of Cooperatives, is, you see, is one person. I don't want to defend. I don't want to defend him here, but so many cooperatives have collapsed. Maybe yours is exceptional if the Commission of Cooperative was involved directly. But from my study...
Point of information, Mr. Speaker. It is not him alone. He's got officers. It cascades all the way to the county and the constituencies. The people under him, together with him, there is a problem.
I understood him, nominee, to say that apart from the governance issues that you have said, corruption and so on, the office of the Commission of Cooperatives has not helped. It has been part of the problem. So he was asking, if you find favor, what will you do to make that office work?
Obviously, I will streamline the office, but as I've said here, I don't want to have a blame game at the moment. Give me a chance to go in there and look at this particular issue so that I can address it. And note down in your diary that after a month or so, if you give me the chance, let us discuss about it. then I will be able maybe to give you the right answer. The issue of WESO fund, youth fund, women fund being put together as Biashara fund. I told you, I mentioned earlier, Mr. Speaker, that sometimes this issue is political. When you want to put youth fund, women fund together, and the women are complaining, no, we want just our fund separate. The youth are complaining, we have youth fund separate. But this will require sensitization. If we can agree with members of parliament, and starting with you who are here, that we sensitize our people to agree this fund to be one fund, and create units within the structure so that each particular vulnerable group is given their share. I think, to me, it will work very effectively. And that's the direction that we should go.
Thank you, nominee. We're coming to an end. I have just a few issues the public have asked me to put to you. Some you have answered, so don't belabor if you have. You are on record as advising borrowers from the Hustlers Fund not to repay. Is that still your position? Some
answered.
Some chairmen of cooperatives who have been in office, one person says he knows some chairmen of cooperatives who have been in office for over 20 years. What will you do? You already answered that.
I've already answered.
How will you help SACCOs recover the billions defrauded from them by fraudulent managers of Cusco? Then another one says, you are on record as saying, nurses watagoma siku chache, wapate njaa, warudi kazi. Lakini the doctors have adequate money, they can sustain strikes. And the citizen says, with that kind of mentality, how will you deal with MSMEs comprising small-scale traders? I think
most of them have answered, except the nurses, doctors.
Yes.
And the nurses, doctors, Mr. Chairman, when I made that remark, you were there. You were there, and actually it was out of context because of the facts then. It was just a comparison that doctors have a chance, even if they go on strike, to go and work in private hospital and get their money. So if they are striking, they can sustain a strike for a long time, while nurses don't have that chance. That's why I was saying that nurses, they cannot sustain a strike because they have no alternative, while doctors have alternative. That's how it was, and you can protect me because you are there when I was talking.
I can assure the Kenyan who asked the question that I was there.
Yes, yeah.
Lastly, Honorable...
Mr. Speaker, before you go there,
yes.
Nominee, I doubt whether you'll be able to answer, but it's information from the public. They are saying, please ask the nominee about Metropolitan National SACCO. That is collapsing with millions of shillings for hard-working teachers in Kenya. They have never communicated on when the corporates will be refunded their money, and they have started closing down. Please, if you get into the office, save the teachers.
Dawood, what is it?
No, he has not answered about the deductions being done, but not being remitted to SACCOs. Is he going to do anything
by employers? Yes.
The issue of Metropolitan, I wouldn't know the right facts, so maybe Honorable Muli, I will look into that and maybe come back to you, because I don't know it even, but let me take it up.
Deductions without remittances?
The issue of deduction without remittance, Honorable Chairman, in fact, this is a serious issue. at the moment, about 2.1 billion has been deducted from members and not remitted. And the most culprit is the county governments, that they deduct and they do not remit. This is a serious issue, and I think it can only be sorted out when we are in, where we will involve county government and of course national government. In fact, the cooperatives were pushing that their money should be deducted at the treasury from those affected counties. But in law, that is not acceptable because the law does not allow that. So these are things that we can just sit down and see how best to do it.
Nominee, as we come to an end, yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, before you conclude, you know the suitability of all these nominees. Part of it is largely hinged on integrity, in line with Chapter 6. And CS nominee, you have just said on record there that should you be found guilty, you asserted you would be ready to resign.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Now, I want to ask you to flip that. That says, if found guilty, if charged by DPP, taken to court and found guilty.
Yes.
In your view, should it be the perception that is there, or should it be on the basis of being under investigations, or should that process be at the point where you are found guilty following due process in a court of law? At what point, ideally, would you resign?
Obviously, Honorable Chunga, I'm talking about a due process. There must be a due process. If there is another issue, it should be, a file should be there, it should be taken to PPP, because that is the one.
So even if EACC had recorded statements from you, from other people, but you are yet to be prosecuted, it is your position then that you are presumed innocent until proven guilty?
Yes, that's how the law is.
Yeah.
Unless you want to violate the law.
Chair.
Mr. Chunga, you know, I respect you very much. So I don't know if you want to violate the law.
No, all
due process.
All questions are innocent, so don't infer anything.
I just wanted it to be clear.
Yeah.
Because in other jurisdictions, like in the US and in many other Western democracies, people, even on the assumption or the impression that they are under investigations, there are people who choose to resign. So I just wanted that clarity, that you want us and the country of Kenya and yourself to follow due process as stipulated in our laws.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chair.
That's what I said.
Chair, you see the beauty of this committee, the chairman is a lawyer, the vice chair is a lawyer, so we're well covered in terms of law, in terms of knowing the law. You see, Mr. Chair, whatever that's happening, whether it is AUCC, DCI, they remain allegation until they are proven in a court of law. This country has gone through that process long time. One time we elected a president and deputy who were charged even in ICC. So these things are just rumors in town here until they are proven in court.
Nominee, as we finish, I don't have questions to you, but I want to encourage you. Order. I want to encourage you that in the event you find favor and get this position, the bedrock of our economy for the ordinary people lies in cooperatives. And you yourself have said they suffer from serious governance issues. They suffer from serious mismanagement, frauds, thefts, name it. Every single village in this country has a story to tell about losses through cooperatives. It's a nightmare. We hope and believe that in case you take this office, you'll do something different. Because since independence, we have had ministers in charge of cooperatives. And these piles and piles of theft and fraud have been going on. So we hope that you may find favor. If you do things differently.
Thank you.
Lastly, I want also to confirm to the public, because of what has been going on in the media, that this committee instructed the clerk of the National Assembly to write to the DPP and confirm whether there were proceedings of a criminal nature as had been publicized going on against you. I want to tell the public that the DPP wrote back to the clerk of the National Assembly and said there are no investigations or proceedings of a criminal nature going on against you. You are hereby released to go. Oh, sorry. I have to ask you a few other things. In the rundown to this, we wrote to you and you responded to the memoranda that were filed against you, which were, I'll tell you how many there were. There were 29 in number. I'm being shown something, but you have answered it already about MSMEs.
Yeah.
Lastly, I'll ask you these mundane questions. Have you ever been adversely mentioned in any integrity-related report or investigations?
No.
Do you hold any leadership position in any political party?
No, I held a position, Honorable Chairman, but I resigned on Friday last week. And I think there is a letter in my file to that effect.
What is your net worth in terms of wealth?
About 600 million.
600 million made out of?
Mainly is buildings and houses that I reside in.
We'll leave it there. We wish you well. And you are hereby released to go back to your other duties.
Thank you very much.
You
Chairman.
will collect your original documents. We have checked and found them in order.
Yeah.
Sergeant, you can pass on the documents to the nominee and escort him out of this chamber.
Thank you very much,
Have a
Chairman,
good
for
day.
the opportunity.
Thank you. Honorable members, we'll break for lunch. I don't know if it's late lunch or early dinner. And resume at 4:40. 4:40.